Hey, thanks for joining my channel again. This is another install video. This time it's going to be on my Oracle LED reverse lights. I am going to install these bad boys today. As you can see, here they are. They're pretty darn awesome. If you have a Gladiator, why not put these on? It gets rid of the red sort of like reflector, and it puts in LED lights. It still gives you a reflector, smaller one, mind you, but still there, but it gives you these backup lights. There's the part number right here. Boop. I'll put it up on the screen too so you can see it, but that's the part number there. These things are awesome. Can't wait to put those on. And then I delayed my install a little bit because I'm going to use these guys right here. Okay, I don't know if that's... Let's see if I can make it zoom in. A little too close. Anyways, that part number right there, that is a wiring harness that makes it plug and play. So basically, here's your connection, right? That's your connection. Actually, I'll put it out of the way so you can see it. There we go. So that connection there is your waterproof connection. You just twist that over top of it, right? And that's going to run to your back wires of your reverse lights. So this guy here will plug into your tail lights, and then this one here will plug into your Oracle lights. And then this will run to the connection. Anywho, there you go. So there's your wiring harness that I waited 3 weeks for. It was like 40 bucks. Let's hope it's worth it. I didn't want to use those crimping things. I'm not a fan of those crimping things. Whenever I've used them, I've always been afraid that they're gonna let go. They haven't. But always in the back of my mind, I'm afraid they're gonna let go. This is a much better idea. So without further ado, let's get these things on the truck. Sorry to jump into my own video, but I actually did 3 different hookups for these LED reverse lights. The wiring harness didn't work. I called Oracle. They said, oh, do you have LED taillights? I said, no. I said, that's the problem. The wiring harness only works for LED lights. And I'm like, really? You made a wiring harness that doesn't... Anyways, so if you've got LED taillights, you're good to go. I bought the Oracle LED taillights for halogen taillights, right? So that worked perfectly, but apparently you can't do that and run this wiring harness. So I did install it, so you'll be able to see in this video how to do that. And then I did the secondary way of doing it, which I didn't want to do, that's why I bought the wiring harness, was to use the ones that tap onto the actual wiring harness from Mopar. I did that. That didn't work. I shouldn't say it didn't work. Both ways worked with reverse lights going on and then off, and then on and then off. So that's not what you want. That's not ideal. So it sounds to me like there's some sort of load issue. So I didn't want to add like another like load relay thing, whatever the hell, anti-flicker, whatever the hell you want to call it. So I opted just to run 2 lines. I connected so there's like the 4 lines in total, but basically 2 red and 2 ground. I connected those 2 together and then ran them up to the front of the chassis there, up in the engine bay, because I have a VOS switch, which is amazing. I've only used 1 thing out of the 6 so far, so I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna hook up my LED reverse lights to that. And sure enough, that worked. So now it's actually kind of better because now I have total control over those reverse lights. So if I'm camping or something, or I'm doing some overlanding, I can just press that button and light up wherever I am. Or if somebody is tailgating me, but I would never do that because that's wrong. Don't ever do that. But it's really nice to be able to have like a push button control over those LED reverse lights. So if you are like me and you have a 2021 or higher Jeep Gladiator Rubicon and you don't have LED taillights, the wire harness I don't think will work, and tapping into those wires might work. I'm not sure. Mine didn't. You know, I am now running LED taillights from Oracle, the ones that are made for halogen models. So maybe that was too much for it. I'm not sure. Anyways, I digress. Let's get back to my video, and you can watch me install it 3 different ways. And one of those ways will help you. If not, at least you see how to do each way. So thank you very much. Back to the video. All right, so using this 8mm, we're gonna pop these two off here. Slide it forward. There we go. Dirty. We'll just undo it from here. Put that aside over here for now. And then what we're going to do is that's the stock location there. So we're going to get that wiring harness right up through here and hook into here and hook that back on. So taking these guys here, we are going to drop this down through the hole here. There we go. Put this sucker until it clicks. There we go. Okay, now we're going to reattach this guy. Alright, so I'll click this guy in. There we go. Good connection. Okay, so the shorter one, of course, is going to go to the driver's side. Alright, it's going to connect underneath. So this guy here will connect to this one, but it'll do it underneath, so that'll be fun. So let's go back underneath the truck and do it that way. Okay. So these reverse lights here are the OEMs. We're going to start by taking these 7mm. There's 3 of them. These bolts here, there's one there. One up top right here. And then another one right over here. I don't know if you can see that. Right there. We'll get those out. Pop them out on both sides. There we go. Right over there. We'll get that one out as well. Alright, so here we go. Such a small space, my God. Alright. Oh, that's not gonna work either. Good God. Oh yeah, there we go. That was a lot faster. Good God, it's such a bad spot. This is going to take forever. Good God. There we go. I think I've almost got her out. That was painful. Very painful, but it's out. Alright, Jeep Chrysler fucking mechanics. Good job. This sucks. Oh yeah, there we go. Out. Gaping hole. Beautiful. Alright, so here is the other side, the passenger side. Here. And then of course the lovely, super hard to get up in here somewhere. And gonzo. Done. Alright, one more. That sucks. That is the hardest freaking. Look at this. That's crazy. Oh my God. Mopar. Let's take the plastic wrap off. Stick these guys in there. First one in. Finger tighten it. Okay, and then we'll just put the other ones in here. I love how everything is like sucks if you have big hands. There we go, we're in. This will be the funnest one, I'm sure. go. There we go. Oh, got her. Beautiful. That's tight. Okay. And now we will hook this guy up. Make sure you put it in the right way. For that notch. There we go. That'll make a watertight seal. I'll have to figure out how to zip tie that one. So let's peel the plastic off and get this guy in. Alright, so with this now installed, I'm going to take this wire here. I don't know if you guys can see this with the GoPro, but this wire here is the stock wire, looks like the reverse lights, or the license plate light, I should say. So I'm going to try and zip tie that over top of this guy here to these wires here, and then across to the wire. You can see that over there. So that wire is already hooked up, the one for driver's side. So let's just see if I can capture this somewhat on video. Go over top like the other side here. There we go. Make sure you match the ends correctly. I don't see a... There we go. Make that a waterproof connection. Getting this over top of that. There we go. All right. So that's pretty cool. So there's the connection, and I'm going to zip tie it. I'll zip tie it all up here. Okay, so unfortunately I can't use the wiring harness. It sounds like, from what Oracle was saying, that it's because I don't have LED tail lights. So I'm going to try this one instead. So from what I'm gathering, this one here, I'm going to hook onto the black and gray wire. These are for the first light, so let's clamp onto there. I don't know how well this is going to show. Okay, and then the white with like a brown stripe or orange stripe. Let's try this guy here. Alright, so the black wire will get connected to the black wire over here. And then the red to the white and brown stripe or orange stripe, whatever it looks like here. Alright. Okay, those seem like they're on pretty good. Just a really quick video on this reverse light for Oracle. So here's the issue that I ran into. So these guys are the ones that come off. They have little attachments here that look kind of like this guy here, right? And it goes onto your actual taillight wires, like your harness, your Mopar harness. But I bought this guy. See that part number there? Got that. It was a plug and play. It should have made my life easy. Unfortunately, no. Because I don't have the LED package from talking to Oracle, that part number apparently doesn't work. When I hooked these up, like you normally would, right, with the Mopar taillight harness, with this thing I just showed you, this didn't work either. They were like not hyper flashing, but they're just kind of like just the reverse lights and the one driver's side taillight were just flashing periodically. What it looks like to me is because I'm using the Oracle flush taillight mounts, I can't draw that much, I guess, power or wattage or something to run those LED reverse lights. So I connected these, as you see, together, right? These are all like, I used like solder all in here, and then I put some heat shrink and then electrical tape over top, right? I've marked which ones are positive and which ones are negative, thank God. So what I did is then I combined these two. I haven't finished this yet, this part's not done. But these are crimped inside here, and there's a solder inside these guys, and these are heat shrinked. So once I put these in the truck, like on the reverse lights, I'm running two long wires, one going to my Vox switch and one going to ground. I will connect those into there. I will connect these into the actual LED reverse lights, and then I should be able to press the button on the Vox switch, and it should work. Should. Let's hope so. If not, this is a huge waste of my time and money. All right. All right, so I got these guys in. I had to do it a completely different way though. So there's the wiring there. So what I did is I brought it all the way over here, right? Cut off the ends of the ones that go to the actual Mopar taillight harness. Connect them as I showed in the earlier little clip there. So now they're connected, and then I've joined them, so then I've got, it looks ugly, but it works. It works really well. So all that's together now, and then I got a positive and negative off the four lines all together. And then I went up over the frame rail. Did not want to go over the exhaust way. Passenger side is better, of course. So wires over top the frame rail. Zip tied the whole way to all the other wire harnesses that I could find. And again, up and over through there. And then over the shock mount, back to the frame rail. Zip tied it all the way along that frame there. And then up through the engine compartment. I don't know if you can see up there, but so I came down through this engine compartment over top of here and then ran that on top of that frame rail, which you can't even see now, but it's there. Brought up the ground. Actually, you can kind of see if you see the daylight through here, you'll see where I ran the wires. So ran it to ground over here. Ran the power again with the Vox switch wiring now, and my pod switches all in there. Came in from there, and this time went into this guy here, which is going to be put number 2 switch. These Vox switches are awesome. So here I am, I'm turning on the power to it, right? And I'm using number 2 aux switch here. This will turn on my LED reverse lights. So check it out. There we go. Got them on. And they are bright. I'll do a little nighttime one here, but this is just me testing, make sure it's working. And again, now all you do is just turn the power off, boom, and it's off.